didn't think that you were the only one. He was the first. Dragonborn.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to a Skyrim Dragonborn trailer analysis. Too much to cover, can't waste time. Take a look at the trailer before my analysis.
He was once one of them, the Dragon Priest. He ruled here in their name, ruled over Solstheim. But he did not serve the dragons. He devoured them. And like them, he seeks to return. You didn't think that you were the only one. He was the first. Dragonborn.
Yeah, epic. I gotta say, that remixed Dragonborn music gave me the chills. But anyways, let's talk about what this trailer shows. The very first thing we see is the Dragonborn taking a boat. The setting of the game, as you guys have heard from watching the trailer, is Solstheim, which is an island northeast of Skyrim. So yes, to go from Skyrim to Solstheim, players would have to take a boat. The boat is probably scripted. I don't think players will be controlling boats throughout the game. Now let's talk about the story, because tons of it was revealed throughout this 1.5 minute time span. Obviously, this DLC will vastly expand upon the story of the Dragonborn and the dragons in general. The man narrating the trailer talks about someone who was once a dragon priest, and for those who don't know too much about their lore, dragon priests were part of the cult known as the Dragon Cult way back when Alduin reigned, before he was sent forward in time. They worshipped dragons and were granted power in exchange for absolute obedience. During the time of Alduin's reign, the dragon priests ruled with them. The undead dragon priests that you saw in the original game are dragon priests who were buried with the belief that they would resurrect along with the dragons, which indeed does happen in the game. Anyways, the man the narrator talks about, who was once a dragon priest, seems to have been in charge or ruled over Solstheim, the island northeast of Skyrim. Also, here we get a clear image of the narrator, and he's wearing an emblem which has engraved what looks like snakes. If you recall from watching the trailer, there's that one scene where Dragonborn is reading some sort of a book as snakes wrap themselves around him. I personally don't know what this means. I'm not too informed on the lore of Solstheim. So there's the island of Solstheim, and the narrator himself confirms the setting. Now take a look at this. Those who miss the more foreign, alien environments of Morrowind, they make a return. For those who don't know, Solstheim was also the setting for the Morrowind expansion Blood Moon, so it should be interesting to see what familiar locations we'll visit and what has changed. Here's one of the villages in Solstheim, and again, it has that Morrowind feel to it, so we'll probably get a lot of nods to that game. I personally have not played through Blood Moon, so I can't discern what place this is, but if you folks have any idea, let us know in the comments below. Now there's a key piece of information to the story. This man the narrator is talking about, once a dragon priest, rather than serving the dragons as normal dragon priests would, he devoured them. Now there's two reasons this man would have done something like this. He was either what started the rebellion against the dragons, which culminated into the Dragon War, or he could have just devoured dragons because of self-interest, to gain power. So there's the scene with the Dragonborn, the book, and the snake. Now listen to what the narrator says.
And like them, he seeks to return.
and like them, he seeks to return. This quote leads me to believe that this man devoured dragons more out of self-interest than anything else. The way the narrator says like them makes him sound more like an antagonist than a companion or a friend. So my guess is that the return of this man is not good news, but keep in mind this is just speculation. I have no freaking idea what this place is, but it looks amazing. A bit of a nod to Shivering Isles if you ask me. Now that right there is interesting. It seems the game will provide new ways to traverse dungeons, including this magical, elevator. Also check out how different this dungeon is from the ones we have seen before. Roots climbing up the walls, that thing bulging out on the right side, a completely different feel from the dungeons we're used to by now. Here we start to see some new armor types. Now, previously rumored new armor types include Bone Mold, Chitin, Nordic, and Stalrim. Bone Mold, Chitin, and Stalrim armor are actually all from Morrowind, or its expansions. Nordic armor is probably something specific to Skyrim. I'm gonna guess the one you see right now is the Nordic armor because it looks nothing like the other three. Now, this one at first sight looks more like a Bone Mold armor because of the color, but a closer look reveals this little underwear thingy which is present in Morrowind Chitin armor, so I'm leaning more towards this being Chitin. I may be wrong though, but it's definitely either Chitin or Bone Mold. We also see a transparent armor surrounding the physical one, and my guess is that it's a conjuration spell that summons some type of armor. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, after much speculation, dragon riding is finally confirmed. Now, many people are saying that this is probably scripted, like that one scene in the original game. However, the way the camera follows the player clearly indicates that this is still gameplay mode. I believe that players will be able to fully control and maneuver their dragons. Also, notice this dragon, very different from the ones we have seen before and the ones we're used to. No noticeable scales, no horns or spikes, it just looks really naked. Now this scene right here takes us back to the scene shown early in the trailer. This thing right here, what looks like a giant standing stone, seems to be some sort of a seal, perhaps to keep the man the narrator speaks of at bay. But in the end, that doesn't end well. The whole thing just blows up like a woman in her period. This is speculation, of course. I can't confirm precisely what that is, but I think it's safe to say that it's some sort of a seal. Here we have the Dragonborn slaying a creature, which turns out to be this cutie pie right here. Aww. But seriously, what the fuck is that thing? It looks something that could come from Morrowind, but I really have no idea. If you know, let us know in the comments below. Here we see a couple of things. One is what I'm assuming to be a Nordic armor, but this time with a helmet and shield on. 2. This creature right here resembles one from Morrowind called the Ash Slave. And finally, is that a spear? There were actually rumors flying around that spears would be added to the game, and I believe this scene right here just about confirms it. Yeah, this creature, I have no idea what it is. It looks like some sort of a shaman without legs. What's more striking to me, however, is the environment. I mean, damn, that's a lot of freaking books. This type of environment can also be seen in earlier parts of the trailer as well. A very unique environment which should add even more variety to what looks to be an awesome package. Now, these guys are really interesting. They look like a hybrid between a human and a golem. A small detail most may not notice is the Dragonborn casting some sort of a spell or shout that freezes the guys in place. Could this be a new dragon shout, or is it just a new spell? And I do know there's a slow time shout, but this doesn't look like it at all. Regardless, something new here. Now that right there is definitely the Stalrim armor, also known as the ice armor in Morrowind. And the woman being killed looks like a dragon priest based on that pattern on the arm. It looks like in this game we will meet dragon priests that are not undead, or at least we will be meeting members of the dragon cult. Here are some more ash monsters, and is that a freaking rhinoceros? The closest thing I found to this from Morrowind was the Kaguti, which are bipedal creatures with tusks, but this rhino clearly has 4 legs, so I'm left wondering what the hell is this thing? More importantly, can I ride one? We can also see spears in action as these little critters throw their spears. Strangely though, they never show the player using the spear, which leads me to wonder if spears can only be used by specific enemies. And I really just hope I'm being paranoid because I want to spear someone in the face. Again, based on that pattern on the arm, this has to be some sort of a dragon priest or dragon cult armor set. And yup, there it is guys, what we all dreamed of since 11/11/11. We will be riding dragons, hopefully spitting fire while at it. And here's a familiar scene, if you all remember the original trailer, except...
You didn't think that you were the only one. He was the first.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the first Dragonborn. Yes, folks, we will be diving deep into the Dragonborn storyline. We'll probably find out how the Dragonborn lineage came to be, and that armor looks so badass, I want it. Now, unfortunately for us, there is no release date, but I cannot wait to hear more about this DLC. This one is obviously going to be larger in scale than even Dawnguard, with a new setting, new creatures, new armors and weapons, dragon riding, you name it. Anyways, that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to Young Yeah to be updated on Skyrim Dragonborn. Rest assured, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for this. I will also keep you guys updated on other AAA titles such as Fallout 4, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, and more. Finally, be sure to check out my cinemas, all made from Skyrim, and more will be coming soon. Also, let me know in the comments below what do you think of my new channel skin. Anyways, thank you very much, and Young out!